Hi, everyone.
Welcome back, everyone, to AADL's March Monster Madness bracket. It's
Woo!
your same people as last time. Monster Best Friend Club. I'm
Yep.
Tyler.
I'm Ellie.
I'm Audrey.
And I'm Marissa.
Oh, good job, everyone.
I
know.
finally got it down.
So this is the Filthy Four. We made it all the way to almost the end. Only a couple more matchups left. And obviously, these are the ones everyone's been waiting for. We've got all the top monsters that made it this far. And should we just dive right in? Anything else people need to say?
Now let's do it.
Right.
Do it. Let's get into it.
Just a quick little recap for some of these bad boys. Zugtamoy took out everyone in the Eastern Shore, and you can see at the bottom there her fallen foes. Part of her now, her Mushroom Kingdom, I would say. Something.
Not all of them.
Most
The werebear left.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in spirit. She's taking on Drazd or Grizzle,
Grizzle.
and what you prefer. And you can see all the monsters that he's sort of out sexied on the way here.
And you can see his abs.
You can see his abs. And you can understand how he got this far.
Gotta have them out.
So that's that first matchup. The matchup of Titans. Zugtamoy and Graz haven't really been challenged yet. And how did it go?
This was definitely more of a challenge
Mhm.
battle-wise for Grizzle than the other ones had been.
Yeah.
By like a lot. I think it was pretty close, but
Mhm.
it was also kind of like in some ways like a boring fight because a lot of the really cool abilities that Grizzle and Zugtamoy have don't affect each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of turned into a battle that was very like, I hit you, and then you hit me, and then I hit you.
Yeah. If you want to get a little metagamey, Zugtamoy's challenge rating 23 and Grizzle's challenge rating 24. So they were super close already.
Yep.
They both had resistance to cold, fire, and lightning. They were both immune to poison, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical, but they both had magical weapons. So they still took some stuff. Neither one could be charmed, which that's a big part of both of them.
I mean, they're
is
pretty
their
evenly
ability to
matched.
charm people.
Evenly matched
So,
in the looks department too. I feel like Grizzle's been
Right.
pretty easily clearing out all of his opponents, but he's
Yep.
up against it this time. I feel.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I
got
feel
those
like
chiseled abs, that vicious V, but Zugtamoy's the queen of fungus. She's
Yeah.
pretty high, pretty high fashion.
So yeah, it kind of came down to like blow for blow, and I think Grizzle won. I was actually surprised when I knocked Zugtamoy out
Yeah.
because I forgot that she had gone in kind of wounded from her last battle. And
Yeah.
Grizzle hadn't really. And that was like probably the
Yeah.
biggest. Like he'd lost like 5 hit points total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that was probably the biggest advantage that
Yeah.
that Grizzle had was it just had way more hit points to start with.
Yeah. By like
Because I think if we had equal or more equal hit points, I think it would have been a lot closer. It would have just come down to rolls, basically.
Yeah.
I was like probably like a turn or two away from like that moment where you're like, is it time to run or not?
Oh, dang.
So you guys got low.
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
were both doing like, I don't know, like a minimum of 20, like max like 50 per turn, like of damage
Wow.
per
These are
turn.
beats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think per round, Zugtamoy was doing bludgeoning and poison damage.
Mhm.
And then Grizzle was doing slashing and acid damage. But yeah, each round it was pretty comparable. I think Zugtamoy was maybe doing a little bit more damage.
Yeah, you had
Because
with
I
all
had
the
4
legendary,
attacks basically.
and I had 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Oh.
it was pretty comparable. So it was like they were both doing a lot of damage to each other.
Yeah.
So it was like interesting because I thought this was going to be like a really I thought it was going to be a much more interesting battle than it ended up being.
Closely matched, but not necessarily honest.
Yeah. Definitely these are built to play player character groups. A lot of the action is in the charming and the flavor of the madness of Zugtmoy and all the other cool stuff.
Yeah, and like Grizzle has like a madness thing too that's like all about, sexy times, but like that's not gonna work on Zugtmoy. So like
No.
no
It's
need
like-
to go there. My work didn't work and there's no need to follow up.
All right. So one of the finalists has been picked.
Yes, Grizzle.
Yeah, how much HP does he move forward with?
He moves forward with 209, which is like Zugtmoy took out over 100 hit points.
Yeah, it's a fair bit. Because I think you started with like 330 some.
Yeah, it was 338.
Yeah.
So he got down to 80 and then healed back for half. But like, so he's starting out wounded, which I feel like doesn't necessarily, it doesn't bode well for his fight against Garyon.
You don't know yet who he's going to fight against.
True.
Whoever he fights against. Maybe
whomever.
the Adult Red
Who
Dragon.
knows? It could be Adult Red Dragon.
She may have made that business deal happen.
She did.
And speaking of the next fight, let's just segue right over to the Adult Red Dragon.
Look at her.
Look at her. She just
Beautiful.
destroyed her region. No
Yeah,
problem.
she did. She really did.
Right through it. As not even the number 1 seed, too. So she's got that chip on her shoulder from the beginning. And she's going to go against Carrion.
Lame. Boo.
Also,
Boo.
clear fan favorite Carrion. Who took out a dinosaur and some other monsters on his way to fight the Filthy Four. So, this was Ellie versus I versus me.
Yeah. Just so you guys know, the Adult Red Dragon crushed her business deal from the last round.
Right, I'm
You
sure everyone
recall.
was worried about that.
Yeah.
She flew away. She crushed her pitch, and the investors decided to invest in her business, so she sold her company for, and I told Tyler, and I wrote it down, what was it?
It's
10,000 platinum.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Quite a bit. She's
Yeah.
pretty happy with that number. Yeah.
So she's very, very rich now and successful. And
So she came into this battle knowing that she's
buy-
set. Like, she
Did she
doesn't
buy,
need
wait,
to
I have a question. Going into this battle, did she purchase a lobbying group to help lobby on her behalf?
no, she did not.
That's classified information. I don't think you need to FOIA that if you want that information.
She started a social media campaign. She had her own trending hashtag. That's
This is
about
grassroots here. Yeah.
it.
So she's just in this for fun, just right off the bat.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to win. Whatever.
Right, like
prize
winning this tournament was her like backup plan because she always had a plan in case the investors didn't bite.
Yeah. So,
Just let it be known.
so Garyon started this battle with an ice storm spell.
Yeah.
And while he cast that ice, so like hailing and stuff. But while he cast it, he complimented the very smart handbag that the working woman Adult Red Dragon.
It's true.
Um,
And he
and
kept
she
wanting
stayed.
to know where the handbag came from, and she kept being like, a woman never tells her secrets. Also, I paid full price for it because I'm rich. Because she
There was
lives
a
at
lot
the
of fighting
height
and also
of luxury.
Right.
Yeah, but actually from like a fighting standpoint, this battle was so frustrating. Because like literally nothing that the dragon does really affects the Garyon. Like her bite, it was kind of the same when the Garyon fought the gold dragon
Sure.
before.
Mm-hmm.
Like really the only thing besides the like claw, bite, and tail attack, which only do half damage, that would be useful was the legendary action wing attack. But like the Garyon just used all of his saves and or just like He either saved it or used his legendary
resistance.
resistance.
Like also the wing attack, like the dragon is huge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so is Garyon though. And so the dragon's like wing attack is a 10-foot reach. So I would have to be Garyon would have to be within 10 feet. But the minimum reach that Garyon needs is 15. And Garyon has like his tail stinger attack is 20 feet reach. So
Sorry.
never really had to be that close. Ridiculous. So,
Yeah, it was dumb.
Such a monster. Like, what the hell? Okay.
just absurd. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He's so
Garyon
overpowered.
kind of just like hung back a little bit, and like Ellie and the adult red dragon like hit me almost every time, and like rolled really well. Got some pretty high. So I was taking Garyon was taking half, but still taking like 30-ish damage every turn. But then Garyon also regenerates, so plus 20 HP every turn.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Garyon tried using some spells, trying to like spice things up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The
I kind of
dragon wasn't down for any of that, so she saved on most of them.
I saved on a lot of them, but the ones I didn't save, I was using my legendary resistance.
Yeah.
And like kind of burned through those like pretty quickly.
You only get 3, right? So
Yeah. Which was like also concerning because I know like some of the spells that like he has are like yikes. So some of them I ended up just like taking, but
I mean, I think you probably lost. I don't. You never really told me how much HP you lost, but I think it was quite a bit before you decided to dip, right?
yeah. So I started out with 181 HP, and I got down to 106, which isn't like super low, but I was out of legendary resistances at that point, and like the next turn he could have done like really like
I would have
anything.
cast like that yeast spell or whatever that is, where basically Garyon can just like command the dragon to do whatever he wants, and then if the dragon can like refuse to do it, but every time they do, they take like 5d10 damage.
Wow.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Garyon has some nut spells too, just up in wings.
So Dragon ended up just peacing out because she was like, I don't even need this competition anymore.
Right.
I'm rich. And then as she was flying away, she did reveal that she did get her handbag on sale as she fluttered off.
You never need to pay full price. Garyon did decide to use his last turn to cast Locate Objects on that handbag.
That's true.
Just in case. You can track it down later.
That is true.
But also Garyon then just like after the battle took his one turn to the Locate Object, but also gained the 20 HP back and got half of what he lost back, and has ended up to be back at 300. So
yeah.
So he's already starting with 100 more basically than Grizz.
Yeah.
Grizzle.
Yeah. Which like, yeah. It's rough. Also, he can fly.
Get pumped.
Yeah.
Well, he can fly and teleport. I don't know. Does Grizzle have teleportation ability?
Yeah, Grizzle has teleportation. I thought about using it more, but in the battle than I did. But it's one of those where like I can use a legendary action to teleport or an action to teleport. Like that in terms of action economy, it's a little limited.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of how Garyon. I think Garyon gets a teleport as a legendary action, so can teleport after the turn, which is pretty nice.
Yeah. So Grizzle will have to get creative, I guess, with his teleporting attack combos to try and stay out of range. Because like that's the other thing is can't remember what his reach is, but I don't think he has a 20-foot reach on anything. So
yeah, I feel like creativity might be like key to the winner or whoever wins this one, because since they're both relatively evenly matched when it comes to like, I mean, you can only get so powerful, I feel like, when it comes to attacks and resistances. So
yeah, Grizzle going in with like like down 100 HP. It's
That's
like
true. That sucks.
Mhm.
that's not
Yeah.
great.
And without that regenerate,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Yeah,
stay
that-
down.
Dude, I think that's like the game changer.
Yeah, I think so too. Because in the I always think of the vampire versus the dragon battle that we did, and like, there's no way that the vampire would have come out on top if he hadn't been healing for 20 HP
Right.
every single turn.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one other one earlier on, I forget which one it was, but they also had regenerate, and it was, it kept him in the game a lot longer than
Yeah,
anything else, really.
It's like a crazy power.
I think it just makes me mad because it seems so unnecessary for Garyon to have regeneration when he has so much other stuff.
Well, because honestly, if he didn't have the regeneration, the
Yeah.
dragon like would maybe have a fighting chance.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, it would have been like,
But
at least it would have felt like there were stakes. I mean, because it never,
Yeah.
Adrian really never felt like he had any chance of losing. You know, you would hit me for like
mhm.
pretty big amount, and it was just like, not, I was never worried.
Yeah.
Because even with the last one with Gurion and the gold dragon, like the gold dragon couldn't do anything, just like not even any chipping away, chipped away like tiny little bits, and then would just regenerate. So
Not really fair, you know.
he's a big boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully Grizzle can take him down because obviously.
Yeah, we're all rooting for you, Grizzle.
I'm trying to think of like, I don't know. Is it against the rules if we just give Grizzle like full HP? To, like, he made it all the way here. I feel like it's only fair.
You heard it here first. Monster Best Friend Club is stacking the deck.
Well, I mean,
So
I
no
feel
one's
like
surprised. We are their best friends.
it's true. We just want to see them all succeed.
It's true. And Garyon is at full health already, so it's not like it would be unfair.
True.
I'm just saying.
That's true.
We might have to
There's a
sidebar
healing
conversation.
We just have to make the call. It's up to us.
Yeah, it is.
I feel too powerful. I take it back.
I think we should do it. I think we should.
I think we should because
Just for the final. Because
for the final.
Yeah, because we could say like they have a full 2-day rest.
Yeah, to just like
To get hyped up.
Yep.
Grizzle gets to go get his hair done. He gets to
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
get all gussied up for this.
Yep.
He gets oiled up, let's be honest.
Yeah.
He totally does.
And then Garyon would like, probably like get his hair braided maybe.
Yeah.
His scales polished.
I don't know what Garyon does in his free time.
He plays music, obviously.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He's a musician.
Musician. You know that he's like out there playing for his like monster minions and then it's like clap.
Like, anyway,
That's
here's
what he's
Wonderwall.
yelling in this picture right now. Applaud me.
But yeah, like, is that okay to give?
I think that's okay. I think we should do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
But is that going to mess up people's brackets?
Crickets.
Comments.
Yeah.
Let us know
Yeah.
if this is
Yeah,
ruined.
if this destroys your bracket, you have to comment on this video and tell us.
Yeah.
If
And
you
then
don't
we'll
comment,
decide.
then we'll think that we did.
We'll
a
assume it's
perfect
fine.
Yeah. That sounds good. Let us know if you hate it. Or actually, let us know if you love it.
Love it.
I
thing.
don't
If
want
you hate
like,
it, I mean, you can just yell out your window at us, and we'll hear you.
We'll hear ya.
Yeah. We'll sense it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the final.
The final
It's
pair. I don't know what.
It's just the final. You know,
It's just
the
the final.
championship. This is the
Okay.
the Ultimate March Monster Madness Championship will be held next week sometime, potentially also Thursday, but you will know for sure if you check our website, which is at the bottom of the screen there, adl.org/Monster Madness. You get to see a recap of these two matches too, and all the HP numbers that you need, and I don't know, all the recaps of the previous rounds too, if you want to relive all those epic
Freshen it up.
that we've already talked about, because there were some
Yeah.
good ones. Does anyone want to mention any? Just kidding. You don't have to.
I would just like to shout out to the Centaur. I believe that was round 1. Who was
Any, like,
robbed.
fallen heroes that we want to remember at this point.
We should do like an in-memory segment.
Yeah.
At the very end of the next episode.
With like whatever her name is, the
Emma
Clocken. Yeah.
I knew exactly what you meant. Okay. Yeah, stay tuned for the in memoriam next week if you don't care about this change.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone.
Yeah, thanks guys. We'll see you next week.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.